In the quiet corners of the city, whispers began to spread like a slow poison, curling around every conversation, every glance. They were small, at first barely audible, but persistent, seeding doubt where certainty once lived. Friends exchanged wary looks, neighbors spoke in half-truths, and even the strongest hearts found themselves questioning everything they believed. The mind, once steady and clear, trembled under the weight of these subtle insinuations. Each rumor carried a shadow of suspicion, a flicker of fear that multiplied with every repetition. What began as idle chatter transformed into an invisible storm, eroding trust and twisting perception. Faces once familiar now seemed foreign. Voices once comforting now sounded like warnings. In this delicate web of uncertainty, reality itself felt fragile, slipping through grasping fingers. The whispers were not just words, they were the first fractures in a world that had believed itself secure. And from them, chaos quietly grew. Amid the whispers, subtle signs began to emerge, small irregularities that pricked at the mind like splinters. A glance too long, a word too carefully chosen, a gesture that didn't match the tone. These tiny cracks hinted at truths hidden beneath the surface. Symbols appeared in unexpected places, a note left where it shouldn't be, a pattern repeated in conversations, an object misplaced yet deliberately noticeable. Each inconsistency whispered that something was amiss, urging the mind to question what it had taken for granted. The world, once predictable, felt suddenly uncertain, as if every detail carried a hidden meaning. Anxiety mingled with curiosity, and every observation became a test of perception, a delicate puzzle that could expose deceit. Hearts raced with the tension of discovery, for recognizing these signs meant stepping closer to a truth that others wanted buried, and yet understanding them promised the clarity the soul desperately sought. Under the dim glow of the streetlights, a figure emerged from the shadows, silent yet unmistakably present. No one had seen them approach, yet their presence carried a weight impossible to ignore. Eyes hidden beneath a hood, the stranger spoke with a voice both calm and urgent, delivering words that sent shivers crawling down the spine. "They are not what they seem," the warning whispered, sharp and deliberate, leaving an echo that lingered long after the figure vanished. Fear tangled with curiosity, heartbeats quickened, and the mind wrestled with disbelief. Who was this person, and why did they know what others refused to reveal? Every instinct screamed caution, yet every nerve tingled with the promise of truth. The ordinary world now felt fragile, as if its familiar rules had been rewritten. In that fleeting encounter, destiny shifted, marking the beginning of a journey where trust, perception, and reality would collide. The crossroads appeared silently, yet its weight pressed heavily on the heart. After whispers, subtle signs, and a stranger's cryptic warning, the moment had arrived to choose a decision that could shape everything. Faces blurred between friend and foe. Voices once familiar now carried doubt. Every word, every gesture demanded scrutiny, each revealing hidden intentions or concealed truths. The mind raced, trying to separate instinct from manipulation, while the heart struggled to find clarity amidst uncertainty. Fear whispered, urging caution, yet hope flickered, daring trust. A choice had to be made, and hesitation itself felt like surrender. To follow the path of perceived truth was perilous, but rejecting it risked ignorance. The eyes searched desperately, seeking a reflection of honesty, a sign of authenticity. In that charged silence, the soul trembled, knowing that the decision was more than immediate. It would echo through every step, shaping destiny and the fragile line between belief and deception. Beneath familiar smiles and warm words, the first veil of deception began to unravel. Faces once trusted now seemed layered with hidden intentions, their expressions carefully crafted to conceal truths. Every glance, every casual remark now carried a weight of suspicion, forcing the mind to question reality itself. The discovery was subtle, at first a contradiction in a story, a fleeting hesitation, a small detail that didn't align, but its impact was profound. Shock mingled with betrayal as the realization settled. Someone close had been hiding their true self. The heart ached, torn between disbelief and understanding, while the soul grappled with the fragility of trust. In that moment, innocence fractured, replaced by a sharp awareness that the world was not as transparent as it seemed. The uncovering of the first deception marked the beginning of a journey where appearances no longer guaranteed honesty, and vigilance became the only shield against further betrayal. The world seemed to fracture as conflicting stories emerged, each claiming a version of the same moment. Words that once built trust now carried uncertainty, twisting reality into multiple incompatible shapes. Friends and acquaintances spoke with conviction, yet their accounts clashed violently, leaving the mind reeling and the heart aching. What had truly happened became impossible to grasp, slipping like water through desperate fingers. Anxiety gnawed at every thought, as every detail was questioned and every memory doubted. The soul yearned for clarity, yet clarity remained elusive, buried beneath layers of distortion. Faces once relied upon for truth now felt like mirrors, reflecting partial realities, hiding as much as they revealed. Each story carried fragments of truth and threads of deception, challenging belief and deepening confusion. The mind became a battlefield, where the struggle to discern honesty from fabrication tested courage, intuition, and the fragile strength of trust itself. Amid the chaos of conflicting stories, hidden truths waited quietly, disguised in plain sight. Everyday objects, casual remarks, and fleeting gestures carried secrets that eyes too accustomed to the ordinary failed to notice. A notebook left slightly ajar, a shadow that didn't belong, a glance exchanged too quickly. Each subtle clue hinted at deeper realities, whispering truths only the attentive could grasp. Frustration and tension built as the mind strained to connect fragments others dismissed as coincidence. Heartbeats quickened with the realization that the answers had been before them all along, yet human blindness and assumption had allowed them to slip by unnoticed. Awareness became a delicate dance between perception and intuition, each discovery both thrilling and terrifying. The ordinary world was now layered with meaning, and every detail demanded attention. In uncovering these hidden signs, the journey toward truth deepened, revealing that revelation often hides behind the familiar, waiting for courage to see it. Unseen yet undeniable, a presence lingered in the corners, quiet but intense, observing every move, every word, every hesitation. The mind sensed it before the eyes could confirm a weight in the air, a subtle shift in the atmosphere, a feeling of being studied. This silent observer held knowledge hidden from all, watching events unfold like pieces on a chessboard, each action scrutinized, each intention measured. Anxiety and curiosity intertwined as hearts raced and the soul yearned to understand who or what remained concealed. The ordinary became charged with tension. Shadows felt alive, and familiar spaces seemed foreign. Every glance over the shoulder, every whispered conversation, now carried the weight of scrutiny. The observer's silence amplified fear, making every truth and deception sharper, more dangerous. In this shadowed vigilance, the journey toward truth intensified. For to be watched was to feel the pulse of revelation approaching. Fragile yet inevitable, the truth began to unravel, revealing a web of lies more intricate and entangled than anyone could have imagined. Each discovery exposed layers of deception, connected like threads in a tapestry, twisting reality and distorting perception. Friends, allies, even strangers, everyone seemed to carry pieces of the puzzle, yet each piece was manipulated to conceal the full picture. Hearts sank as the extent of betrayal became clear. Trust felt fragile, like a fragile glass on the edge of shattering. The mind raced, trying to untangle motives, intentions, and the invisible strings pulling every action. Every revelation sparked anger, fear, and disbelief, for nothing was as it seemed. The world that once felt familiar now appeared like a maze of half-truths and calculated misdirection. Navigating this labyrinth demanded courage, discernment, and resilience, for the web was not just around them, it was within, challenging their perception and testing their resolve to uncover what was real. The revelation struck like a lightning bolt, sharp and unforgiving. Someone trusted, someone believed to be unwavering, had been lying all along. The heart twisted with shock, a deep ache that burned through the chest, while the mind scrambled to reconcile affection with deception. Every shared moment, every word once taken as truth, now felt tainted, replaying like a haunting echo of betrayal. Questions surged violently. Why? How long? What else had been hidden? The sense of security crumbled, leaving emptiness where trust had once flourished. Anger mingled with sorrow, grief with disbelief, as the soul wrestled with the harsh reality that loyalty could be a mask. Familiar faces seemed foreign, smiles now deceptive, and intimacy turned fragile. Yet beneath the sting, awareness began to awaken the necessity to discern carefully, to rebuild boundaries, and to pursue truth relentlessly. Betrayal, though painful, became a catalyst, exposing hidden realities that demanded courage and resilience. Amid the search for truth, deceptive trails appeared, crafted with precision to mislead, distract, and confuse. These red herrings were subtle, a misleading word, an overlooked detail, a fabricated story, each designed to divert attention from the real path. The mind strained to follow the threads, yet every step forward seemed entangled in falsehoods that felt convincing, even urgent. Frustration gnawed at resolve, and doubt crept into every decision. Heartbeats quickened as the soul recognized the danger. Falling for these traps would not only delay discovery but deepen vulnerability. Anxiety and suspicion intertwined, sharpening instincts while testing patience and discernment. Even familiar allies became sources of uncertainty, as every revelation required careful evaluation. The line between truth and illusion blurred, forcing a constant reassessment of perception. These distractions, though cunning, illuminated the need for vigilance, critical thinking, and courage. reminding that the pursuit of reality demanded perseverance, clarity, and unwavering determination amidst chaos. Time became a relentless force, pressing in from every direction, each second carrying weight heavier than the last. The urgency to uncover the truth pulsed like a heartbeat, faster, louder, impossible to ignore. Every delay felt dangerous, every hesitation a risk, as though reality itself could slip away if action was not taken swiftly. Pressure coiled around the mind, sharpening focus while igniting fear, and the heart raced with anticipation and anxiety. Shadows of deception loomed larger with each passing moment, threatening to bury answers beneath layers of falsehoods if the window of discovery closed. Decisions became critical, clarity essential, and courage demanded. The world seemed suspended, balanced precariously between revelation and continued illusion. Every step taken carried consequence, and every choice could accelerate or thwart the journey. With each tick, the weight of urgency reminded them that truth waits for no one, and discovery demanded both speed and unrelenting vigilance. The line between friend and foe dissolved, leaving hearts suspended in uncertainty. Trust, once freely given, now demanded scrutiny with every word and gesture. Allies whispered guidance, yet suspicion tainted each piece of advice, making the familiar feel foreign. Every interaction became a delicate test, a trial of perception, as hidden motives lurked behind smiles and nods. Loyalty wavered under pressure, and hesitation carried weight, for a single misstep could betray or be betrayed. Conflicting actions and cryptic behavior made it impossible to rely solely on instinct. Hearts ached with the realization that those once considered unshakable companions might conceal agendas, while enemies sometimes offered unexpected clarity. The mind raced, balancing intuition with caution, while the soul struggled to navigate a shifting landscape of allegiance. In this tense uncertainty, every connection was measured, every word analyzed, and the fragile web of trust tested, revealing that true loyalty is often forged only in the crucible of doubt. The truth began to surface, peeling back layers of intention long concealed. Actions that once seemed innocent or benign revealed hidden motives, each revelation striking like a hammer against the fragile walls of trust. Hearts tightened with shock as the realization spread that every choice, every gesture carried purpose beyond what was apparent. Friends, colleagues, and even strangers became puzzles of intention, their behaviors now illuminated by agendas previously invisible. The mind struggled to reconcile affection with calculation, care with manipulation, while the soul grappled with the sharp sting of betrayal. Anger mingled with sorrow, and the heart ached under the weight of disillusionment. Recognition dawned that the world was not merely a stage of chance, but of deliberate design where hidden motives guided events and shaped destinies. Awareness of these concealed intentions became both a burden and a tool, demanding vigilance, discernment, and courage to navigate the treacherous terrain of human complexity. A storm raged quietly within, unseen yet relentless, as the heart wrestled with doubt. Belief, once steadfast and comforting, now trembled under the weight of conflicting evidence and hidden truths. Every memory, every conviction seemed fragile, vulnerable to challenge. The mind questioned what it had long accepted, while the soul battled fear, uncertainty, and the ache of mistrust. Emotions clashed violently: hope, sought to anchor the spirit, yet suspicion gnawed relentlessly, planting seeds of hesitation. Faces and words that once inspired certainty now blurred into ambiguity, leaving the heart oscillating between faith and skepticism. Sleep brought restless reflection, moments of clarity intertwined with waves of despair. The struggle was silent, intimate, and profound, testing resilience and courage. In this internal battlefield, belief itself became a prize, demanding careful discernment, patience, and emotional fortitude. Doubt was no longer a fleeting shadow. It was the crucible shaping the soul's capacity to perceive truth. The final fracture came suddenly, a moment so sharp it splintered the fragile bonds of trust entirely. What had once been reliable, comforting, and familiar crumbled under the weight of lies, betrayal, and deception. Every promise, every word of assurance now felt hollow, echoing emptily in the void left by shattered faith. The heart ached with disbelief, sorrow, and a quiet, searing anger as the mind struggled to reconcile reality with expectation. Friends, allies, and confidants, all now suspects in a landscape of fractured certainty, were unmasked as flawed, duplicitous, or absent. The soul trembled, raw and exposed, sensing the danger of misjudgment and the vulnerability of misplaced loyalty. In the wreckage of trust, clarity emerged alongside devastation. Nothing could be taken at face value. Every connection needed scrutiny, and every decision carried unprecedented weight. The breaking point was not merely an ending, it was the threshold of awakening, demanding resilience, vigilance, and courage to navigate the uncertain path ahead. At last, the intangible haze of doubt gave way to concrete reality. Evidence, once hidden or overlooked, surfaced with undeniable clarity, demanding acknowledgement. Documents, recordings, or simple gestures now spoke louder than words, piercing the fog of confusion and deceit. Hearts pounded as disbelief collided with recognition. Truth could no longer be denied. The mind raced to process the implications, linking fragments previously dismissed, reconstructing a narrative distorted by lies and hidden motives. Emotional tension surged, mingling relief with shock, all with lingering sorrow for the trust once misplaced. The tangible proof acted as both sword and shield. It exposed deception while offering a foundation for renewed clarity. Every detail became significant, every observation validated, illuminating the path through uncertainty. In this moment, reality no longer required conjecture. The evidence demanded action, understanding, and courage. The journey toward truth, once clouded by shadows, finally found a foothold in undeniable fact. Tension crackled in the air as the moment of confrontation arrived, heavy with anticipation and unspoken fears. Those once believed to be bearers of truth now stood exposed, their authority and certainty questioned for the first time. Hearts thumped violently, a mixture of courage and anxiety fueling each word and gesture. The mind sharpened, recalling every inconsistency, every hidden motive, every thread of deception carefully gathered. Voices rose, firm yet measured, demanding honesty while refusing to yield to intimidation or manipulation. Faces that had projected confidence now flickered with discomfort, uncertainty, or defiance, revealing cracks in their carefully constructed facades. Emotions surged: anger, betrayal, hope, and determination intertwined, while the soul hung in the delicate balance between justice and revelation. The confrontation was more than accusation. It was a reckoning that demanded accountability, illuminated truths, and redefined the fragile boundaries between trust, deception, and courage. The veil lifted, revealing truths so profound that they shook the very foundation of belief. What had been hidden in shadows emerged with unflinching clarity, exposing deceit, betrayal, and consequences that no one could ignore. Hearts quivered under the weight of knowledge, and minds struggled to reconcile the reality before them with the illusions they had long trusted. Some revelations ignited anger, others sorrow, and all carried the heavy burden of permanence, haunting every thought and memory. Faces once familiar now seemed foreign, actions once cherished now tainted by intent. The soul trembled, grappling with the enormity of what had been concealed, questioning choices, relationships, and perceptions. Each dark revelation deepened the tension, forcing introspection and demanding courage to accept what had been previously denied. In this painful clarity, understanding became both liberating and terrifying, for knowing the truth was not merely enlightening, it was an emotional reckoning, reshaping hearts and destinies irreversibly. At the crossroads of revelation and doubt, a profound decision demanded attention: what to accept as truth and what to reject as illusion. Hearts quivered under the pressure, torn between evidence, emotion, and lingering mistrust. Every fact, every testimony, every subtle hint now weighed heavily, forcing the mind and soul into an intimate reckoning. Fear whispered caution, while hope urged courage, and the tug-of-war within created a tension that felt unbearable. Choosing belief was not merely intellectual, it was deeply emotional, demanding trust and intuition, discernment and resilience. The world had shifted. Certainty no longer came freely, and every decision carried consequences. Faces, stories, and evidence converged into a mosaic that required careful interpretation, as accepting the wrong path could prolong deception or heartbreak. In that suspended moment, the soul reached inward, seeking clarity and resolve. The choice of belief became an act of courage, shaping perception, identity, and the pursuit of authentic truth. Reality began to blur, reflecting back fragments that felt familiar yet distorted, like fractured mirrors casting uncertain images. Every experience, every conversation now carried the weight of doubt, forcing the mind to question perception itself. What had once seemed absolute, unquestionable, suddenly appeared layered with ambiguity. Faces, gestures, and words wavered between truth and illusion, leaving the heart uneasy, teetering between trust and suspicion. Even memories felt unreliable, shifting under the scrutiny of new revelations. Anxiety and curiosity intertwined, pulling the soul into a delicate balance of fear and wonder. Each reflection offered insight, while concealing as much as it revealed, demanding keen observation, patience, and emotional resilience. The world became a puzzle of perception, and the familiar transformed into a labyrinth of uncertainty. In this fragile state, the journey toward truth intensified. For to question reality was not weakness, it was the first courageous step toward clarity, understanding, and ultimate revelation. Beneath the surface of unfolding events, a subtle force orchestrated perception, guiding hearts and minds without revealing its hand. The manipulators moved with precision, twisting reality, shaping narratives, and controlling what could be seen, heard, or believed. Every word, gesture, and omission became a calculated tool designed to mislead and dominate understanding. Awareness of their influence brought a mixture of fear, anger, and resolve. The heart recoiled at the betrayal, while the mind sharpened, searching for cracks in the illusion. Friends and strangers alike were caught in webs of suggestion, their judgments subtly redirected, their instincts manipulated. The soul grappled with the unsettling realization that truth could be hidden in plain sight, concealed by invisible architects of deception. To navigate this world required vigilance, discernment, and courage. For every perception had been engineered, every observation questioned, and every choice carried the risk of falling further under their carefully constructed control. Uncovering the truth came with a weight heavier than anticipated, a burden both liberating and painful. Reality, once obscured, now demanded recognition, and with awareness came consequences that rippled through heart, mind, and relationships. Comforts were lost, illusions shattered, and trust, once freely given, fractured under the strain of revelation. Every choice to confront or accept reality carried repercussions, altering connections, perceptions, and the fragile balance of life. Fear and sorrow intertwined with relief, as the soul realized that knowledge was never without cost. Isolation often followed insight, as some recoiled from truths too harsh or uncomfortable to face. Yet, amid the emotional upheaval, clarity and empowerment emerged, illuminating paths previously hidden. The journey toward understanding was no longer abstract. It exacted a toll, testing resilience, courage, and moral resolve. Truth demanded sacrifice, forcing hearts to weigh the pain of knowledge against the dangers of continued ignorance. The journey toward truth culminated in a moment of undeniable reckoning, the final test. Every observation, every intuition, every fragment of evidence now converged, demanding judgment beyond speculation. Hearts pounded with anticipation and minds sharpened with relentless focus, aware that failure could unravel the clarity painstakingly achieved. This test was more than verification. It was a crucible of courage, resilience, and discernment. Lies, manipulations, and hidden motives were weighed against honesty, transparency, and intention, each revealing the authenticity that had long been obscured. Fear, hope, and determination intertwined, forming a tension that electrified every nerve. Relationships, trust, and convictions were scrutinized, challenged, and either affirmed or discarded. In this pivotal moment, perception became reality and courage became action. The final test was not merely a measure, it was a revelation, separating truth from illusion, exposing the genuine from the counterfeit, and marking the threshold where understanding, clarity, and unwavering certainty finally emerged. The moment of revelation arrived with a force that shook every fiber of heart and mind. Layers of deception, carefully constructed illusions, and hidden agendas were stripped away, leaving only raw, undeniable truth exposed. Faces once familiar now reflected authenticity, intentions laid bare, and actions understood in their full context. Shock and relief mingled, hearts raced, and minds struggled to absorb the magnitude of clarity. Every piece of evidence, every subtle sign, every whispered doubt converged into a single, coherent reality. The soul trembled with both awe and grief, recognizing the cost of concealment and the courage required to confront what had been hidden. Relationships, beliefs, and decisions were recalibrated in light of this revelation, and the journey that had tested loyalty, perception, and resilience reached a profound climax. The unmasking was not just discovery, it was liberation, illumination, and the final vindication of those who sought truth. Amidst shadows and deceit, the aftermath of revelation descended like a storm, sweeping through hearts, minds, and relationships with unrelenting force. What had been concealed for so long now demanded confrontation, and the consequences rippled far beyond expectation. Trust, already fragile, fractured further as alliances strained under the weight of truth, while guilt, anger, and sorrow infiltrated spaces once secure. Decisions made in ignorance now bore consequences, and every action previously taken was re-examined through the lens of newfound clarity. The soul wrestled with grief for what was lost, anxiety for what remained uncertain, and awe at the magnitude of reality unveiled. Families, friendships, and loyalties were tested as hidden motives surfaced and illusions crumbled. Each revelation carried a cost, reshaping dynamics, perception, and identity. Yet amidst the chaos, awareness grew. Repercussions, though painful, offered lessons, accountability, and the chance to rebuild with honesty, resilience, and a sharper understanding of the fragile human landscape. Through the turmoil of deception, doubt, and revelation, profound lessons crystallized, etched into the heart and mind. The journey revealed the fragile nature of trust, the power of perception, and the necessity of discernment in navigating a world layered with truth and illusion. Courage was measured not by fearlessness, but by the willingness to confront uncertainty, face betrayal, and seek clarity relentlessly. Patience and vigilance became allies, guiding every decision and observation. The soul learned that appearances can deceive, that words can manipulate, and that even the closest relationships demand careful evaluation. Yet, amidst hardship, resilience emerged, illuminating the strength inherent in facing reality, no matter how painful. Insight deepened understanding, fostering empathy for human frailty, awareness of motives, and appreciation for honesty. The journey's lessons became a compass, offering guidance through future uncertainties and transforming experience into wisdom, shaping perception, choices, and the unwavering pursuit of truth. Even as the journey reached its conclusion, the air remained thick with tension, leaving hearts and minds unsettled. Answers had been uncovered, truths revealed, and deceptions unmasked. Yet shadows lingered at the edges, suggesting that reality was never absolute. The audience felt the weight of uncertainty, wondering what remained hidden, what choices would shape the future, and whether every truth had truly been found. Questions whispered in the silence. Who could be trusted next? What motives lay dormant, and which secrets might surface when least expected? Emotions swirled, relief intertwined with lingering doubt, satisfaction tempered by curiosity, and courage mingled with unease. The story closed one chapter while opening countless possibilities, reminding viewers that revelation is rarely final and understanding is an ongoing pursuit. In that suspenseful ending, the soul felt both completion and anticipation, leaving hearts captivated, minds racing, and spirits yearning for the truths yet to be uncovered. The journey through whispers, deceptions, and revelations has shown that truth is fragile, elusive, and often hidden in plain sight. Every lie unmasked, every secret revealed has tested courage, trust, and perception, leaving hearts and minds transformed. Reality is never simple, and the pursuit of authenticity demands vigilance, discernment, and resilience. As this story closes, we leave you with lingering questions and a deeper understanding of human complexity. If this tale stirred your curiosity, challenged your perspective, or moved your soul, support us by liking, subscribing, and sharing, because your engagement is the only way you can help us continue bringing these stories to life.